Hey everybody!
Happy August.
We hope y'all are doing well and enjoying what's left of your summer. Hope that you're staying cool out there somehow. We are doing what we can. It is almost 100 degrees here in South Carolina this week, so trying to stay cool. As you can see, I'm here with my big girls, Reese and Lucy. You may know that for the past several years, we've done these back to school August video updates, and we've taken turns between John Henry and the girls coming to say hey, and it's the girls' turn to come back this year. You're looking at our newest 8th grader and 5th grader in our house, which is hard to believe. They're obviously not getting any younger. We look back at these updates and see that, just how they've grown over time. But yeah, just wanted to come in and say hey, and we do hope you've had a great summer. We've enjoyed our summer. As always, we try to take time to slow down as a family, take some trips, and just enjoy being home too. We've made it to the beach and the mountains. And just enjoy time together. What are highlights from y'all for the summer?
I like going to Sky Valley, Georgia.
Sky Valley, Georgia, the mountains of North Georgia. We had a great time. What did we do there?
Goats on a roof, swimming, hiking.
If you don't know about goats on a roof in North Georgia, look it up. We had a blast, a lot of fun. And how about you, Reese?
I liked it when we went to Topsail and fished.
Topsail Island and fished. Speaking of fishing, this was in Georgia, but she caught a record-sized trout. So lots of fun fishing and hanging out as a family this summer. And yeah, this is what week in school? Week 4?
Yep.
Week 4. So they started back early, and we are back into some school rhythms. What are y'all excited about for school this year?
Math class.
Math class. She got that from her mama. And Reese?
I'm looking forward to the Disney trip in February.
And the 8th grade Disney trip. So lots to look forward to from these two big kids on their respective campuses. And then Lucy and I are playing basketball in the backyard, trying to stay active with the other kids too. But Lucy's excited to play basketball this year, and Reese is running cross country again. Y'all know she may not have gotten her love of running from me, but yeah, what are you excited about for running?
Something that I like about running is it's like a personal, you set your own goals and you just get to be on your own, but also on a team. Like when you're racing, you're on your own, but you're racing for the team.
So like pursuing a personal challenge on a team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we've been running together this summer, again, trying to stay cool, and yeah, it's just fun to get to spend that quality time with them. So thanks for praying for us, for our family, for your continued love and support. Yeah, and for these back to school rhythms and just getting back in the swing of things. I'll let them go and get back to homework and the evening, and I'd love to share with you a little bit more about things to pray for this year. Can y'all say bye?
Bye.
All right. Well, I'm glad you all got to see the girls and they got to come and share a little bit about the summer. Our kids always enjoy getting to be a part of these back to school updates, and I enjoy getting to remind them of you all who pray for and love and support our family so generously. One thing I didn't mention about the summer before is that Kristen just started a new job last week, actually, at Southern Wesleyan University. I'll let her share more about that in an upcoming Kristen's Corner. I know a lot of you look forward to those updates from her when they come out in emails. But we were blessed to have her home for a little mini sabbatical season for a month in between jobs at our church and now at Southern Wesleyan. So yeah, in addition to praying for back to school for our kids, you can pray for Kristen and that transition to this new job, which we're excited for. And of course, for back to school season for Greek IV on campuses across the Carolinas. So just last week, I was at our regional launch retreat with staff and students from the region. Always enjoy the time with staff and with students. A highlight for me was getting to host a lunch of students, all of whom were not in fraternities and sororities themselves, but who had fraternity and sorority friends, or they just had a heart for praying for Greek students on campus or learning more about how to reach out. Some of them were even interested in joining Greek organizations. So it was great to get to talk to them about that and to cast a vision for Greek ministry. Highlight was getting to connect with some UNCW students who are praying and who are really excited about what God may do there. So yeah, UNC Wilmington, excited about coaching staff at Elon, UNC Greensboro, connecting with students there and on other campuses. And in addition to that, I am jumping back in as the primary staff person for Clemson Greek IV for this year. Due to some staff transitions, I am back in the day-to-day as the point person there, which, as you can imagine, is both exciting and, yeah, a little challenging and overwhelming, thinking about just honestly what feels like some of the limitations of my time and capacity this year. But recently we were at a staff retreat. We were studying Mark chapter 6, where Jesus feeds the 5,000. He just invites the disciples to bring to them what they have, their 5 loaves and their 2 fish, and ask him, and then watch him to multiply it. So that's a lot of how I feel going into this year, and ways that you can pray is that I and staff and student leaders would offer what we have to Jesus and to ask him to use it and to multiply it to bless many students in the region. You heard Reese talk about running. I've thought and prayed a lot about just this idea of running a spiritual race that God has set before us. So we are entering the time of year that can very much feel like a sprint. It can be exhausting for staff and for students. So yeah, just praying for good rest, that we would be dependent on the Lord, hopeful and expectant for what he's going to do, and really relying on him. And remembering that this is a marathon too, that praying for new connections with students on campus and excited for what God's going to do at Clemson and beyond. And remembering that this is really, all of this ministry is about preparing students for a lifetime or a marathon of following Jesus. So it's been fun also this summer and even recently to connect with alumni who are involved in Greek IB over the years, who are sharing about ways that God used the ministry to bless them and how they're continuing to, even through the highs and lows of life, to follow Jesus now and to use their gifts to serve. So that's been an encouraging reminder to me in this season, that even in these times of sprinting, to remember the marathon and the long-term vision of pointing students to Christ and helping them to follow him for their whole lives. So we're excited to see what God's going to do this year. Excited to give you this update so you know some specific ways you can pray. As always, I'd love to pray for you too, to hear what's going on in your lives. So feel free to reach out anytime, and I look forward to keeping you updated throughout the year. Thanks so much, and God bless you all.